This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2000. This week on Electric Playground, we feature Aidyn Chronicles for N64. We find out more about the third Blair Witch game. We take a look at Everquest. We talk to Mike Wilson from G.O.D Games. And Tommy and Vic review games from the board shop.
Online game from Sony that's so popular, it's going to give Zelda a run for its money. It's a game called Everquest.
So I'm here with Cindy, who happens to be the event organizer for today's Everquest Scars of Velious fan event. Why do you think people want these types of events?
Almost every time I asked, why did you come to an event like this? It was to meet other players that play Everquest. So it's more of a social event.
Now, Everquest is really the first game of this kind, that massively multiplayer online RPG. That must have been a huge challenge.
Ultima Online did a fantastic job with their game, and I think the next logical step into that was a fully 3D world with a first-person perspective where you can actually be your character and walk around and interact in the first person with other people on the screen.
So tell me what Scars of Velious is going to bring to Everquest.
19 new zones, 156 suits of armor, new helmets, weapons, an entire continent that's never been explored before by players.
Why do you feel the need to expand the game? I mean, you guys did Runes of Canark, and now you have Velious.
We want to retain customers and bring new customers to the game.
At some point, since the game's been out a year and a half, we're starting to see higher and higher concentrations of the higher level players, of the more advanced players. There's people who have hundreds of days, real days of play time. And those people need additional content, which basically drives our decision to make Velious a higher level area, to provide more content for these people who have been in the game since release, and they deserve it. They're really important to us.
So what's your name?
Monique, but Massachusetts Dark Childer.
What? Can you tell us about some of the new creatures, some of the new items we're going to see?
One of them is the Othmer, which are an otter man, and of course, them being ottermen, we thought we'd dress them as Ottomans. So they wear the fezzes and so on. Some of the new items are the uber weapons. Actually, Jeff Butler, our producer, has been lending a little bit of a hand in the art department there, creating some of the swords. And Jason Todd, one of our associate producers, has been throwing particle effects on them. So now we have, the sword of the bard has magical musical notes that emanate from it all the time.
Now, is it true that some of the weapons in Velious are made of Velium and you can only use them in Velious?
That's correct. If you take them away from the continent, they lose their magical powers and have to be restored.
Well, how come?
They're made of an eternal ice called Velium, and they melt when they're away from the continent.
Why do you think the fans are so passionate, the gamers that play this game?
It's an online world. It's some place that they can go in and be someone that they're not. And this gives everyone a chance to go in and escape, kind of put the real world on hold for a little while.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
I got a stylist cheat for you here on N64's The World Is Not Enough. Unlock characters like Tuxedo Bond, Baron Samedi, Odd Job, and Jaws. All you have to do is successfully complete the secret agent setting, and you're there.
Hey, yo, after this, we talk to God. No, I'm serious. We do talk to God. You'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's something going around. Hopefully I'll be 100% by tomorrow. Yeah. I'll talk to you then. Oh, hey, I'm Lee from PvP Games, and I just called out to work.
And you know you're really sick when you can't even muster the energy to play video games. An added bummer because my order from PvP Games Online just came in.
I guess my plan will be to just throw on some reruns of VP Classic and focus on getting better.
while you focus on the vast selection of video games, consoles, and accessories available for purchase now on pmpgamesonline.com. Enjoy free shipping on orders of $65 Canadian or more within Canada and the USA. We play forever. Can we turn that music down just a bit? Thank you.
Tommy, I want you to do a feature on God.
You want me to do a feature on God?
Yes!
Here's a feature on God.
Believe it or not, this is Gathering a Developer's Office, and I'm with its CEO, Mike Wilson. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good.
Cool.
Welcome to the church.
Tell us what your philosophy was initially when you got Gathering a Developers off the ground.
We were set up initially, I think, to sort of establish a foothold for independent developers. The industry is consolidating really quickly and becoming a very big business very fast.
Right.
And in that process, we felt like the artistic side of it was sort of getting steamrolled. We wanted to build a healthy publishing company that could maintain a good relationship with independent developers, because we think that independents tend to come up with the very best stuff.
Well, let's talk about Take-Two a little bit, because that probably wasn't part of your initial plans when you started out, was it?
No, it wasn't. Those guys were the ones that believed in us in the beginning and put down the initial money and bet on us when nobody else would. We needed European partners so that we could be a good worldwide publisher, and we needed a solid distribution infrastructure. So at first we just dealt with them for those purposes, and then later the relationship just grew. At the end of last April, they ended up buying us. Really being like a weak independent publisher wouldn't have done any good for the developer side of the industry. You have to be very strong and be able to do all the things that the really, really big publishers can do. All the work and investment starting to bear fruit. We got KISS Psycho Circus and Heavy Metal Fact 2 out the door this summer.
Yep.
And then this fall, we've got like 8 games coming out. Tropico from Pop Top, the guys that made Railroad Tycoon 2. We've got Max Payne's finally gonna come out next year. Shadowbane, which is PC Gamer just called like the most anticipated, or the fans, which is even better, called the most anticipated game for next year. Rune's coming out this Halloween, along with our Blair Witch trilogy. And then we've got a game from Terminal Reality called 4x4 Evolution that's really cool. That's coming out for Dreamcast and PC.
So now you guys are going into the console side of the business as well.
Yeah, we've sort of tiptoed into that world this summer with our first Dreamcast releases. Next year you'll see us working with our new parent company, Take-Two, and sister label Rockstar to bring out some of these titles on PlayStation 2. You'll see us with the Xbox launch as well. Microsoft is going to really surprise a lot of people. Whether it succeeds or fails, so many people are going to hear about gaming next year and see on television what gaming looks like. And I don't think the world really knows. I think a lot of the world still thinks it's like Pong and Pac-Man. They're just going to be inundated with images of fantastic looking games.
Visit our website at www.electplay.com.
I'm searching for information about the third Blair Witch game. I gotta check out Ritual Entertainment. Oh, what's that? Whatever. I'm here with Jon at Ritual Entertainment, and I'm also talking with these two guys via satellite, Chris and Goose.
What up?
What's up? And we're talking about a Blair Witch Project game. Where are you guys exactly?
Can't tell you.
Yeah, closed location. We're locked in the dungeons.
Sucks.
Trying to get this game out the door.
My understanding is that there are 3 Blair Witch games being released. What's the difference between the 3? I mean, what's the deal here?
We're actually the third game. The first game is more adventure-based. The second game is more action and puzzle solving, and the third game is more action combat oriented.
Right.
So we're trying to differentiate all 3 products within the same horror genre.
Now, Chris, what's your favorite part of the game?
Spell system, Tommy.
What exactly? Explain to me what the spell system is.
Well, that's what differentiates us from the rest of the Blair Witch games. We have a spell system in the game that really looks cool. You cast people on fire, you exorcise demons, you cast storm spells, and it probably is what makes our game a lot better than most other games out there.
Now, Goose, what was the one thing you spent the most time on, the most difficult thing of this project for you?
Well, everything's kind of surreal. It's definitely not your photographic look. Everything's, I mean, people have exaggerated chins, exaggerated foreheads, that type of thing. It's more of a Disney style or comic style rather than trying to imitate real life. So it's definitely going to be more fantasy than real life.
But don't forget, we got to have the gratuitous violence too. We can't forget that.
Explain to us what exactly the Nocturne engine does. Why is it cooler than, let's say, the Quake engine?
The Nocturne engine allows you to use a mix of real-time art and pre-rendered backdrops, so you get a lot more artistic detail in the environments and sets than you would in, say, a Quake game. Do
you work mostly on the backgrounds, or do you model 3D characters?
All
Or
characters.
do you texture maps, or you do everything?
All characters. I model characters, I skin characters, I animate characters.
You skin characters?
Yeah. You know, I rip their flesh off. No, I pixel paint them. Everything's keyframed. Everything's 100% hand-grown, baby.
Gotcha. And what program do you use to do
All
that?
of them.
Yeah?
Max, Maya, Softimage. There's a really cool new program called Blender, and it's free and it's open source.
So anyone can download that off the internet?
That's right, it's free.
For anyone who is getting into animation for video games, they want to...
Perfect way to start. It's got a game engine built into it as well.
All right, well, thanks, Chris and Goose, for taking the time with us. I know you're busy and getting back to work. And thank you, John, for taking the time here at Ritual Entertainment. Coming up next, a huge RPG for the N64 called Aidyn Chronicles.
Oh, hey, Lee from P&P Games here, reminding you to check out the Electric Playground Classic every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on youtube.com/EPNTV. Brought to you in part proudly by P&P Games. And don't forget, play forever!
Hey, EP's in Vancouver, and we're here to talk to H2O Entertainment about their brand new RPG for the N64 called Aidyn Chronicles. Let's go, it's right up there.
I'm with Chris Bailey, and we're going to be talking about Aidyn Chronicles. It is the first true role-playing game for N64.
We actually took the whole world and kind of mapped it out 3D geometry, and you run around in it seamlessly through the whole world.
Very cool.
If you were to run from one side to the other, it would take you over 40 hours just to run around the world.
Are you kidding me? So you could put your joystick on the ground and just put something on it,
Well,
walk away and come back, and your guy would still be hoofing
Well,
it.
you'd probably be running into a mountain at that point.
Oh, okay. I've heard from a lot of artists that have worked in the video game industry on N64 games that it's very tough to cram in everything that they want to.
Especially because it's a role-playing game. It is very full. We wanted to have 8 players in combat at all times. Characters are about 200 polygons each. When you can make a 200 polygon character look good, you can do just about anything.
We weren't necessarily aiming for what would be the first RPG on the N64, but what we felt would be a really solid play experience, something that would sort of bring us back to the play experience you got when we used to sit with paper games and sit there in D&D all night long, for 70 hours, whatever.
Sir, what's up with the bunny? They weren't trying to make fun of you at all with this
No,
thing,
it wasn't directed at me.
No. Can we just see if you are actually tall?
I'm wearing big shoes today.
You present what?
I'm presenting, I don't know, this game.
Okay.
Aidyn Chronicles.
You are tall enough. She is tall enough to present this game.
We wanted to be traditional, but at the same time, we didn't want it to be the sort of standard, evil bad guy must be killed to win the game kind of scenario. Put a lot of focus into the storyline.
The adventure is basically about a squire named Aileron who finds out that he has a fate bigger than himself and bigger than he realizes. And it's a quest throughout the entire world of Aidyn itself.
What happens is he finds that there's something wrong with him that he needs to fix. And it's more of a personal journey. There's other elements that get involved, and there is a bigger overall conspiracy plot going on here. But ultimately, it's sort of a journey of discovery for Aileron. Who am I? How am I going to get to the spot where I am a complete individual, kind of?
Is it love?
Idea. There's definitely a love interest. You can't go without the love interest.
Check it out. They've got EP colored N64 controllers. This place is the best. Hey, check this out. I'm with Robert Atkins from Ritual Entertainment, and I just found out about this. It's a new movie. It's Sin the movie, and Ritual, of course, was the company that made Sin the game, and this is an anime DVD Tell me how this came together.
There's a company called AD Vision Films.
Yep.
They came out at one of the shows at E3 and came up to us while we we're at the booth showing the game off and said, hey, we're interested in making Sin into a movie. And we're like, let's think about that for a second. And we said, hell yeah, let's go for it. And they took our property and made something originally unique for Japanese anime.
Is this the same story that we saw in the game? The story was one of the best parts of the original Sin game.
Well, that was one of the things that attracted them to the game was the fact that it had such great characters. So they wanted to make something unique with our property that would really fit into the genre of anime. And so we gave them freedom to basically create an anime based around our characters, but not like, perfectly parallel to the game.
So this obviously begs the question, what's going to happen to Sin now? Is there going to be another game? Or?
We think that we have some really interesting characters, an interesting universe, so we would definitely like to see, Sin 2 come out very soon.
Well, I sure would. And I can't wait to watch this movie, too. This is really cool. Thanks, Robert.
No problem.
Check it out, guys. Sin the movie.
Hey, it's time for the second tag tournament move of the week. This week it's all Paul. Paul with the big hair. That's all, just Paul. Okay, you ready? His moves are the rapid fire to the stone breaker and then wrap it up with that bone breaker. Here's how it goes. It's down, down, back, back, left kick, right punch, down, right kick, right punch. Yeah!
Hey, I'm talking about Championship Motocross 2001 featuring Ricky Carmichael. Let me tell you about this game. Well, you're on a bike and you hit the A button to go faster. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Well, that's because it is. It's always like little side-scrolling bike stuff. This one's actually over the head and the graphics are pretty cool. Tournament mode and single race mode. And there's even a US Open. And you can choose from a whole bunch of real bikers who you've never heard of. It's really cool. There's lots of different cool tournament things that you can spend hours and hours in the John playing. So I'm gonna give Championship Motocross 2001 featuring Ricky Carmichael a 7.6. Coming up next, me and Vic agree on every game in Reviews on the Run. Yeah, right.
I just really hope he listens to us. Hey. Oh, hey, Trevor. We're glad you're here.
Why don't you have us?
At first it was just on special occasions and weekends, but now it's every weeknight. We can't keep this up.
Picked up Tekken 3 from P&P Games last week. Beat us every time. Broccoli. Making you too good.
Reviews on the Run is brought to you by Microplay, where the games begin.
What do you think of SSX snowboarding for PlayStation 2?
Everything seems really smooth. The graphics, the detail in the snow is awesome.
This is the best launch title for PlayStation 2. It has all kinds of extras and options that you can't find in any other snowboarding game out there. I love the character designs in the game. Moby is my favorite character in the game. They've made the tracks with all kinds of shortcuts and all kinds of off-roading elements in the game, and you actually have to take those to win. Even when you beat it, you're going to go back and play it some more because it's such a fantastic, super fun game. SSX
But I can tell you this,
rocks.
It's not without its problems. To get to unlock new courses, it's a little bit, it starts to get a little too tedious. You have to play the same course 3 times in a row.
The reason why they had to do that, it looks like, is that they didn't really have enough courses. That's my only problem with it. I would have liked another 6 more courses if they could have done it.
Which was my next point.
It's a fantastic game, excellent balance. Superb effort on their first kick at the can. I love this game. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow. I give it an 8.3. Good game.
All right, let's go from the great to the not so great. Let's talk about Cool Borders 2001 for the PlayStation.
A lot of the problems that were in the old Cool Borders games, like you could see the stitching in the environment.
Oh yeah, you can see everywhere they placed every single polygon.
Where they placed every single texture map.
Yeah.
Pop-up was big. All those problems are gone, and this one actually plays smoother and stuff. But to me, these games always, all the cool border games always seemed a little like unfinished. Like instead of putting out one a year, why don't they just take like 2 years and put out one good one?
Well, the engine isn't bad, like you're saying. You can't see all the seaming and all the.
It's probably the best Cool Borders games to date so far.
Easily it is. It's just
easy to do flips, which I like.
Way too easy. Actually, some of the physics in this game kind of reminded me of the Dave Mirra BMX game. You know, as you go up into the pipe and you do a triple backflip or something, and you land no matter what. I mean, it just seems so far removed from reality. Or I'm only going to give it a 6 out of 10. How about you?
I give it a 7.3. It's easy, it's fun, it's a little arcadey.
Switching over to into inline skates.
Yeah.
What did you think of Jet Grind Radio for Dreamcast?
I gotta tell everybody out there this. It is like nothing you've ever seen before. Remember the first time everyone saw Parappa the Rappa and went like, what's that?
Yeah.
Well, this is the same kind of thing. This is like an interactive cartoon / comic book.
Well, you said it while you were playing it.
The style is amazing.
It's like Parappa the Rappa meets Tony Hawk
meets Space Channel 5.
Yeah, and it gets major bonus points for being so unique. There's all these different gangs, and you play as one of the gang members in the gang. You can
go
choose.
Around spray painting people's cars.
It's all about tagging your territory and making sure that none of the other gangs mark more territory than you do. So you have to cut and paint over their graffiti with your graffiti.
Collecting spray cans along the way.
Getting chased by cops in Tokyo.
And when the cops catch up to you, they give you a good whooping too.
It probably skirts the lines of some ethical
morality issues.
Yeah, some issues in there. But it's
fun.
I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10.
Another 9.5.
Yeah, would have got a 10 if there was a 2-player mode.
I give it an 8.4. You know, it's not like, you know, it's no Metal Gear Solid, let's just put it that way.
All right, so what'd you think of Smuggler's Run for PlayStation 2?
Another PlayStation 2 game. You go to point A to point B to pick up contraband.
Yes.
You can get it in a variety of cars, but one of them is the Dune Buggy, which I like the best.
Yeah.
And you can launch yourself off of like mountains and waterfalls.
The air is insane in this game.
You get total air.
Well, the other thing about Smuggler's Run, I mean, it got these massive environments, and anywhere you can see, you can drive to it.
Right.
You can, if you see a mountain in the distance, you can get there, you can climb it, and you can jump off of it and keep on going. Turf War is so much fun. When you are racing up against 5 other gangs, that is a total blast, and you can smack into each other and steal the contraband out of each other's cars.
Right. And there's different missions too. Some are races.
Yes.
Some are trying to get to the point. Some are crashing cars. There's lots of different elements in the game. It's not just the same thing over and over.
I give this game a 9 out of 10. I can't wait for more Smuggler's Run games. I really enjoyed it.
Right, I give it an 8.7. I thought the graphics could have been a little bit better.
Okay, now let's switch off the extreme sports routine that we're on here. God Games is putting out 3 different games based off of Blair Witch.
Hated the movie, hated the game. I mean, it's as simple as that. I don't care about the storyline. I don't care about the characters. It's impossible to move where you want to move. It's impossible to target your enemies. I mean, you're constantly going like this throughout the whole thing.
Gameplay itself, like the story of Blair Witch 1, the first Blair Witch game, it's kind of cool. It's set in the 40s. You're trying to investigate all these mysterious happenings. And I don't like the Resident Evil type of games to begin with. And
Let alone on a PC.
And when they're playing on a PC with such a clunky mouse keyboard interface, it's just so irritating. It's time to move these things forward. They shouldn't all feel exactly the same. This one does, for the most part.
It's pretty much run by every enemy in the
That's
game,
a problem too. I mean, it's a budget price game. It doesn't go on.
You get what you pay for. I give it a 4.
Yeah, I give it a 4.5. All right, that's Blair Witch 1. What did you think of the second Blair Witch game, The Legend of Coffin Rock? What did you think of that one?
Well, okay. I like this one a little better.
Me too.
Than the other one, and I'll tell you why. The story in this one is a little cooler.
It's set in the 1700s at the time of the Civil War. You play a guy that's just been mortally wounded in battle, and you have no idea who you are.
Before we continue, we have to just say this. Video game designers really need to start taking script writing classes.
Good call.
I am so sick of these lame scripts.
I mean, there is an interesting story in the game. They just tell it all wrong. And that's the big problem here as well.
I'll tell you the biggest problem Collision detection.
Collision detection, yes.
You ever walk through a cow?
Or just sort of
be inside the cow.
Jump up to things that are standing at your knee height, and then the next frame you're on top of it. I hate that.
I give it a 5.
I give this one a 5.5. I give it a point higher.
I give mine a point higher.
Because there was no training mode.
Yeah. Hated the movie, hated the games. There you go.
All right, man, let's get out of here. Are you actually going to buy that stuff? Because you look really good in it.
You can find all the games featured in Reviews on the Run and hundreds more at all Microplay locations across North America and at microplay.com.
Hey, thanks for watching the Electric Playground. Get it? Electric?
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Namco, creators of Tekken Tag Tournament for PlayStation 2. Activision, creators of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and Spider-Man. Dreamcast, creators of NFL 2K1 and Jet Grind Radio.
Well, I can tell you this.
EA kicks butt
with
their first kick at the can with this snowboarding game for PlayStation 2. How's your head there, man? You all right?
My hat fell off.
You okay?
No.
SSX
But I can tell you
totally
this.
rocks.
It's not without its problems. It does have the problems in it. I'll tell you another problem in this thing.
Easy. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you another problem in this thing is the invisible walls, too.
Give me that!
This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.